Last night was nothing short of electric for 23XI Racing. They pulled off something NASCAR had never witnessed before. But while history was being made, tempers were flaring, radios were lighting up, and the vibe at COTA turned tense in a hurry. Tyler Reddick didn't just win, he rewrote the record books. Michael Jordan found himself celebrating yet another three-peat. Still, the real story wasn't only about the victory lane champagne. It was about the drivers who walked away feeling like their shot had slipped through their fingers, and why the word stolen started circulating almost immediately. That's what we're unpacking today. We'll break down how Reddick managed to fend off Shane van Gisbergen and become the first driver in Cup history to open a season with 3 straight wins. We'll dive into Michael Jordan's massive reaction, Kurt Busch's emotional response, and Connor Zilisch's blunt frustration after a race he believed was his to win. We'll also look at the JR Motorsports side of things, where late race chaos derailed what could have been a huge weekend. And before we wrap up, we're coming back to that stolen victory narrative that's starting to gain traction online. Not to sensationalize it, but to explain why people are saying it in the first place. Because if this weekend proved anything, it's this. NASCAR just delivered one of its biggest modern moments, and somehow still left with a perception problem. Let's start with the race itself. Because before we talk about backlash, frustration, or conspiracy chatter, the first truth is simple. Tyler Reddick flat out delivered. He started on the pole at COTA, led a race-high 58 laps, and beat Shane van Gisbergen by 3.944 seconds. That matters because SVG came into this one as the road course benchmark, carrying a 5-race Cup road course win streak and chasing a chance to tie Jeff Gordon's record of 6 straight road course wins. Instead, Reddick beat him clean, stretched the gap in the closing laps, and never really gave him the opening he needed. That performance made real history. Reddick became the first driver in NASCAR Cup Series history to win the first 3 races of a season. Not one of a few. Not tied. The only one. Daytona 500, Atlanta, and now COTA. 3 totally different tracks, 3 different styles of racing, and Reddick answered all of them. That's why this start feels so massive. It's not just a hot streak, it's the kind of stretch that changes the whole tone of a championship season before we even get out of the opening month. And Reddick sounded like a driver who knew exactly how hard that final step was. His post-race comments on Fox were the words of somebody who understood he wasn't just racing the field. He was racing the one guy who rarely gives away anything at a road course. He said, "Yeah, just trying to remember everything that I knew was going to be important there at the end, and just tried to minimize the mistakes. Shane is that's what he's so good at. He does not make mistakes." Then he added, "It means the world. Yeah, it's so fitting. That's a huge statement, because it tells you what this win meant beyond the record. This wasn't just another points day. This was Reddick finally beating the modern road course king straight up when it mattered. For the last couple years, a lot of drivers have been trying to solve SVG on these tracks. On Sunday, Reddick did it. And honestly, I think that's one reason this win hit so hard around the garage. Because it wasn't fluky at all. He looked like the best car, the best driver, and the most complete team all afternoon. Even Shane van Gisbergen's own reaction backed that up. He did not sound like a guy who thought something got taken from him. He sounded like a guy who got beat by someone better on the day. SVG said it was weird to be disappointed to be second. Still a great points day. And other post-race coverage quoted him saying Reddick's driving was amazing and that they simply didn't quite have enough. That's important because when the driver most directly denied a 6th straight road course win is giving the winner that kind of credit, it tells you the finish itself was earned. Then came Michael Jordan, and his reaction made this feel even bigger. After the race, Jordan spoke to Fox and said, "It's time for change. It's time for change." And the guys feel the same thing. Tyler came in with the most pressure with the chance to win 3 in a row. That's the hardest one to win, and he kept to his strategy. That time for change line is the one people are going to keep replaying, because it sounds bigger than just one race. It sounds like Jordan believes 23XI isn't just winning, it's changing the order of things in NASCAR. Jordan also made sure to point out who built this. He credited Denny Hamlin heavily, saying Hamlin was the mastermind behind finding Tyler Reddick and putting Billy Scott and the rest of the group together. While Jordan himself joked that he just put up the money. And when the owner talking like that is Michael Jordan, the entire result starts to feel even louder. Kurt Busch added another emotional layer to that. And I think this part really mattered, because Kurt isn't just any former driver reacting from the outside. He used to drive the number 45 for 23XI. So when he saw Reddick do this, it felt personal to him. His congratulatory message was loaded with pride. "I couldn't be more proud of you, Tyler. The team, 2311. Oh my god, Denny, you knew he was going to be the guy. MJ, Billy Scott, the whole program. I'm so proud of you guys. That is history. 3 wins. That tells you how this is being viewed by people who know what this organization looked like in its earlier stages. To them, this isn't just a good start. It's proof that the team really has become what they believed it could become. But this is where the mood of the weekend changes. Because while Reddick and 2311 were making history, not everybody left COTA feeling like they got a fair shot at the result they deserved. The biggest example on the Cup side was Connor Zilisch. He finished only 14th, but that finish does not really reflect how much speed he showed. I feel like I drove one of the best races I've ever driven, and we finished 14th. So, yeah, it sucks. I don't know if I need to do something different, but just one of those days. That quote hits hard because it sounds like a driver who knows he did almost everything right and still got a result that looks mediocre on paper. Zilisch also explained the 2 incidents in a way that really captures the frustration.